Hey everyone, this is the Start X remote starter kit for a 2010 through 2017 Toyota Tundra, and here's everything that comes in the box. I'm going to get started on the install here shortly. I'm going to start here with this corner trim piece here. I'm just going to pop it out and set it aside. Using the trim tool that came with the kit, just pry it back behind there. Pop that sucker out just like that. Floor kick panel will also come out along with this trim piece back here, and there is just a little screw back there keeping it in. That allows you to get back and pull this this trim piece off. This piece is going to come down so you can get to the connectors. We're going to take off this 10mm bolt and this one here, and then very carefully pull down this piece underneath the steering column. That should just come out like that, and you can let it hang. Step back here so you can see it's just pulled down, and I believe those are the connectors we're going to need to get to. I believe it's going to be this top one and this bottom one here. The keys for this next portion: just turn the ignition to the on position so you can get at these screws. We're going to pop the steering column plastics off so we can get at the plug for the ignition, which is going to be down in here somewhere. There we go. Set that aside, and I believe this is the ignition plug that we'll be using. So we'll come back to that as well. We're going to start by taking this top pin out here. Just pop it out. And also the bottom one here. Kind of a little bit of a pain to get to, but we'll get them both out of there. There we go. All right, so this is the connector that's going to go plug in here, and then snap it in. That one will go right up there in the top where we just took it out. Make sure it snaps, and it should be tight. And then we're going to work on that bottom one right now as well. So these are your connectors here. Make sure they're lined up properly. kind of a little pain to do it one-handed. Alright, now we're going to plug this bottom one in there as well. Guys, I was originally wrong on this one. It's not this one, it's this back here. It's kind of hidden. So this is going to be your ignition plugs here. So and that's this guy here. Get them plugged in. Make sure they're seated properly. There's a lot of space to just tuck that in there, out of the way. And make sure that guy's in there real good too. Heard it snap and it feels pretty secure, so. We'll move on to the next step here. All right, I got the TPMS sensor plug fed over. I'm not gonna lie, that was probably the most difficult part of this so far. And then what we're gonna do is just pop this panel underneath the airbag here. We're gonna pop that out and that'll give us access to the TPMS sensor plugs. All right, this gray box up here is the TPMS sensor plug that we need to switch out. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Not gonna video it because it's tight to get into. I'm just gonna unplug it and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Give you a quick picture of what it looks like here. This is secured. And there's the other end of the pigtail. And I've gone ahead and just kind of zip tied this up out of the way, and I'll pull that back through a little ways so it's tight. This little end can be grounded pretty much anywhere, but we're going to use this 10mm bolt because it's easily accessible. Alright, next up we're going to replace this OBD2 plug with the connection provided in the kit here. That's going to be your new OBD2 plug. So we'll go ahead and disconnect this one out of the little metal bracket. And we'll plug in the other one, and again, it's a little difficult to do with one hand, so I'll go ahead and get it plugged in, show you what it looks like when we're done. All right, here's the module. Take a quick look at it. There are some halfway decent directions here just for the programming portion related to the module. So I'm going to have to go through these, read them carefully to make sure I'm doing it correctly. I believe if you follow these steps, don't plug anything in until it tells you to. Right, there is a programming button right here. The directions say to go ahead and plug this connector in while holding down the programming button, which is the big white connector I have here in my hands. The LEDs will flash different colors, so we'll go ahead and start that and go through that. So here it is going through its sequence. When the lights are red and blue illuminated, we'll go ahead and let it go, and it'll do its thing. So I went ahead and released on blue and red, and there they are lit per the directions. When the blue and red LEDs are lit, release the programming button. They should stay lit. If they're not, unplug it and redo the process. From here, we're just going to plug in the remaining connectors to the module, and then we'll press and release the programming button twice. The red and blue LEDs will flash. So I'll go ahead and get this all plugged in. We'll get back to that. All right, we got everything plugged in. So we're going to go ahead and press and release the programming button twice, and the red and the blue LEDs will flash. Then we got to insert the keys in the ignition to the on run position and waiting for the blue and red LEDs to flash. Then wait for the blue LED to flash rapidly. Turn the key to the off position. The blue LED will turn off. All right, before I button everything up and make it all clean and tidy underneath the dash, I'm going to just verify that this indeed does work. So here's my key fob. I'm gonna hit the lock button 3 times. And that's a good thing, she works. So go ahead and follow me. I'll post this on a couple of forums so that way people can see how to get this done. It's pretty simple. Took me maybe an hour tops. And here comes my dog because she thinks we're going for a ride. So once I get this cleaned up, I'll have to take her for a quick ride. Thanks for watching.